Well, good morning, fight fans. Let me just get right into it. Last night, the legend Manny Pacquiao won a lopsided decision over Adrien Broner. I actually got up early this morning and watched the fight. I'm going to be honest, during that Rasheed Warren fight, I nodded off. And by the time Brown and Love got to about maybe the midway point, I was completely gone. So I just decided to get up this morning. I stayed off of ESPN and Twitter to catch the fight for myself so I could see how it went down. And if you saw what I put on Twitter last night at the opening round, I was taking Pacquiao by UD, and that's what happened. Let's start with the highs. Pacquiao at 40 years old, past his prime, he still looks sharp. His hands are still fast. His calves are still huge and strong like they've been in the past, which gives him a lot of his punching power. He still was showing angles. His footwork was still pretty good. And he definitely still showed pop like he did in the sixth round when Broner was in trouble. I don't really have any lows for Pacquiao. I thought that he looked relatively sharp last night. I guess I can't really say anything negative about a 40-year-old legend. For Broner, he had about 2 good rounds, and that would probably be the high for him. He looked pretty good trying to throw that check left hook that looked like he was trying to catch Manny behind the right ear, but he just did not do enough of it. I mean, he caught Manny earlier with a right uppercut. He didn't continue to throw that punch. I mean, come on, you guys know, typical AB, you know what I'm saying? In training, he looks good hitting the bag and hitting the mitts, and he looks fast, and he shows pretty good footwork, and then he gets in the ring and he just really doesn't do anything, And I thought that would be the case. Most of you thought that would be the case, and that's what it was. For a guy 29 years old, he's throwing punches like an old Bernard Hopkins, a 44, 45, 47-year-old B-Hop. And I wasn't surprised that Adrien didn't let his hands go. That's the only way he was going to win that fight, and he didn't do it. He should have took a page out of Jeff Horn's book, which he didn't. So let's just jump right into what the big issue is. Manny v. Floyd. Floyd didn't acknowledge Jim Gray when Jim Gray asked him, is that going to be the next fight? But let's just get ready for it. It's going to happen. It's probably going to happen sooner than later. It could happen in May. We know it's not going to happen on Cinco de Mayo unless they try to go up against Canelo, but it's going to happen. The reason why I know it's going to happen, because every time I do a video about my man Pacquiao, somebody always brings Floyd's name up. Some fan brings up Floyd's name. Let's see the rematch. If you follow anybody who follows boxing on Twitter, that's what they're talking about. Well, Floyd Manny. The Floyd fans and the Manny fans really, really, really want to see this fight again, even though it's 4 years after their last fight. And I have no doubt that's what's going to happen. Look, if Broner would have won that fight, Floyd wasn't going to fight Broner. Not because they're buddies and all of that, but Floyd is at the stage of his career where he's in there for the money. The only fighter that's going to garner that type of money in the square ring is Manny Pacquiao. So let's just get ready for it. Some people won't like it. Some people are going to love it. I really could care either way. If they do it, that's fine. I'll still watch it, and hopefully it'll be enjoyable. And if they don't do it and Manny goes on and fights someone else, I'll be just fine with that too. Pretty much, fight fans, that's really about it. It's not much more to add. I mean, Manny was just very dominant last night. Like I said, I was very impressed that he still looks sharp. I thought the Matisse fight might have been like his last hoorah, where he looked, really sharp and really good. But I thought he looked sharp and good in this fight. Definitely not the Manny Pacquiao who fought Barrera and Morales and De La Hoya, and those guys back in the day, but still a pretty good Manny Pacquiao. And hopefully, if he and Floyd do decide to fight in a couple of months, maybe it'll be reminiscent of Ali v. Frazier 3. 2 guys way past their prime who just decide to get in there and fight because it's going to be their last fight. Pretty much, fight fans, that's it. Please leave a comment discussing what you thought about the fight, what you think is next for Pacquiao, maybe what you thought about Broner. But that's pretty much it for me. Until next time, holla at y'all later.